Now welcome to the last stop on this tour bus, to the top where I was told hard work would lure us. Sure enough, look where I'm headed, the opposite direction of the life that I dreaded.
Yo YouTube, what's up? I'm Tim. We got Justin here and AC, and for me and AC especially, this is a tough night to take. First of all, it's my birthday, my 16th birthday, and this is the news I get. I get that the Phillies lose this game, they play like shit. Roy Halladay struggles in the first inning, and then just had an amazing game, and they lose 1-0. I get the news that, again, Ryan Howard's the last out in the playoffs, and I've defended Ryan Howard a lot, but there is absolutely no way to defend the series that Ryan Howard had. Absolutely none. And that's the bottom line. He choked in the series, but so did Chase Utley at the plate, so did a lot of people on this team. I mean, I don't hold Carlos Ruiz to as high of a standard, or Placido Polanco. I know Polanco's injured, but I still hold him to a high standard. He's supposed to be this great hitter. He played terrible. Victorino didn't have a good series, with the exception of today's game where he played alright. Ruiz didn't play good this series hitting-wise. I mean, it sucks. This was a year, last year was disappointing and it caught us off guard. This year we got Cliff Lee, we went out and traded for Hunter Pence, and it ends in the NLDS. It ends with Ryan Howard grounding out. It ends with Ryan Howard maybe ending his season for next year. He has been quoted as saying he thinks he tore his Achilles, which is ACL, and that would probably mean he's out for 2012, I should say. And at that, the world's ending on December 21st, 2012, so I guess that might mean Ryan Howard's career's over. Now,
I think this is a sign that the world's ending, because I don't know, man. This is ridiculous. I have to say that I didn't see this coming. You know, I mean, congratulations to the Cardinals. Played a hell of a series. But, man, we should have had this. Let's be real here.
they should have won this series in 3 or 4 games. End of story.
Yeah,
they should have won game 2, and they would have swept the series. They should have held on to a 4-0 lead, where everyone's so quick to rip Ryan Howard in this town, but when Cliff Lee blows it, the blame needs to go to Cliff Lee too. I'm not saying you gotta kill Cliff Lee, you gotta burn his house down, but my God, if you're gonna blame Ryan Howard on this one, then you're not gonna blame Cliff Lee, who choked away game 2. I mean, I know the Phillies faced the Cardinals bullpen for the entire game, basically, and a lot of that is on their offense. But when you're handed a 3-0 lead in the playoffs, you shouldn't...
To the bottom of the first inning?
You shouldn't even... That shouldn't even be a close game. 3-0 in the playoffs? You think Roy Halladay wouldn't have... I mean, that's a bad example. Game 1, he gave up 3 runs. But in any other case, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, in Game 5, he only gave up 1 run, and that was only in a first inning where he was just shaky, and the rest of the game he just shut down everybody. So if you average that out, it's 2 runs that he average ERA is 2 for the series.
Well, yeah, I think he actually... Yeah, he gave up 3 in the first one, but he retired the last 21 straight. Cliff Lee... Some blame has to go to Cliff Lee. That's the end of the story. Justin, what do you think about this whole series as an outside perspective?
Now, I said that the Phillies would win it in 4. And in this game, Phillies, I don't know what happened with them. And Chris Carpenter had a great game. He pitched a complete Game 5. I guess that the Cardinals just capitalized, I guess. That's all I have to say in this. I want to get into a little bit of the Diamondbacks and the Brewers game, though.
We'll get into that next video, but... I mean, this is just... I don't understand how this happened. I really don't.
It's almost like after 9/11, like people were just straight in shock. Like, I don't know what to think right now, because
I would compare it to 9/11.
Well, let's be. I'm not comparing it to 9/11.
No, he's not comparing it to 9/11. We don't need to
it runs off the same principle, is what I'm saying.
We take baseball that seriously. Let me be honest with you. And whether people enjoy that or not, well, you're sitting here watching our show, so you probably do enjoy it. And if you don't, too bad. The Phillies right now, there's nothing else Ruben Amaro could have done to prepare this team better for the playoffs. Nothing. You know, there's always going to be some holes. Setup man was probably the most obvious, and I think third base is becoming a quick hole, and it appears first base is becoming one too. And man,
funny thing is though, our bullpen was actually kind of solid in this series.
They had their moments of sucking though. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't understand how this happened. I know there's other sports towns that have it worse, but there's not too many more sports towns that take it as seriously as us. And at this point, I'm used to my teams letting me down. That's the realization I've come to. I mean, I don't think Charlie Manuel should be fired, but when Chris Carpenter is mowing this lineup down and Howard comes up in the 7th inning, 0 for his last 15, and gets a 3-0 count on him, you cannot have him swinging on a 3-0 count. You gotta be kidding me.
It's some of the things that Charlie Manuel does are becoming increasingly irritating, and like I don't even know, man. Like,
now, talking about Ryan Howard here for a second, if he does get, well, if he's not ready for the 2012 season, you got some big, somewhat decent names in the free agency market like Michael Kadire, Prince Fielder. Just to throw names like Carlos Pena, do you think any of the Phillies will go after any of those guys?
No, I don't think they will. It sounds like John Mayberry will move to first base, and Dominic Brown will take over in left field, and that might be what the Phillies have for a while. Ryan Howard is starting the first year of a 5-year, $125 million extension next year, and he's probably not even going to play. And that's the issue with the MLB and the guaranteed contracts. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. We try and come on here and not be biased or anything like that, and I think we do a pretty good job normally. But it's nights like these where I just look at it and say, you know, we had the best team in baseball. I looked at it this way last year, too. We had the best team in baseball, and as it turns out, winning 102 games doesn't mean shit, because in the end, we're going home, and the St. Louis Cardinals are moving on. You know, Yankees fans look at it the same, Rays fans look at it the same, and, who am I missing? Diamondbacks now, their fans look at it the same. And I don't get it. I don't understand.
Now, I was out here in Arizona, and watching this game, Arizona came back, and I got pissed when J.J. Putz gave up that game-winning run. I mean, we'll get into that in another video, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've said about 100 times in this video, and it makes me sound like that, but this is a fan speaking to you, not a sports reporter or whatever you want to say I am. It's just like we had the best team. Easily. This was the best team. This was the best team in the history of this franchise. I mean, that might not be saying much, but we've won 2 World Series. And this team who was out in the first round is actually the most talented team out of all. And the second most talented team was probably the one that was out there last year. So I don't know what to think at this point. Hopefully Ryan Howard turns out he has a small injury or only partially tore something, because if not, then hey, I don't understand what we're supposed to think. The blame goes to more than just Ryan Howard, and that's the end of that. I do not need to hear that Ryan Howard cost us this series only. A bunch of people did not play well in this series, and that's the bottom line. And if people want to try and say that it's only Ryan Howard, well, they're just wrong, and it's as simple as that. I don't know what else to say at this point. This is the biggest collapse in the history of this sports team, and our sports town, I should say. And at this point, hey, these are the nights it sucks to be a fan. I'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys later.